Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just make sure everything's okay. My name is Zombie Slayer 935, and today we are going to talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's theories, storyline, some of the little bits and bobs in between, the animatronics, the purple guy, the desk fan, the little plushies, the cute little plushies, the animatronics themselves, the timeline where each individual piece fits together in the actual story. What Scott Cawthon. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Let's call him Scott. Let's see what he's got what he might have in store for us, what he might be planning, what we hope he might be planning. We don't know fully for sure, but there is loads of theories, stories, and hopes of what will happen in Five Nights at Freddy's. So, what I want to start off with is shout out to Rising Titan, a good friend of mine. Check out his channel. He mostly does Rainbow Six, Black Ops 3, zombies, bit of multiplayer. Check him out. He also does PC games online and that, so check him out. Shout out to BBG, aka Banter Bros Gaming. They're also really good friends of mine. They're wonderful people. Check out their channel. That's all the shout outs to be done. So, let's get into the black box that is the Five Nights at Freddy's story. Now, this is a book I have created with little details and the timeline and stories of Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, as you can tell, some of the pages have been written on, some haven't. So the longer the story goes on for, the more I will be talking about it and the more I'll put in here and I'll bring to you guys. So, let's get into it. Five Nights at Freddy's. Now let's start off with the main story that loads of people that I've been thinking about, and main theory that everyone is starting to worry that it might be, which might not be a bad thing. Which could be that it could be either a dream or the Five Nights at Freddy's 4's mind, like his imagination. Now, we think it's the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 kid because of how it sets out the timeline, the bite. Right. To understand this, you've got to understand that the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 kid, if you haven't played it, go and play it now. Amazing game. But the kid gets bit. It is not the bite of 87, which has been released and found out about hundreds of times ago. It is not the bite of 87. This was before the bite of 87, but this kid was bit in the head, and well, he's supposed to have died because of the bite. And this Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is the imagination of the kid. Well, you rush into the doors and stopping them getting into your bedroom is the mind of the kid. It's him thinking about how the animatronics scared him and why he was worried about them. Whereas the mini games inside that is how he become to get bit, which will also link on further into the dream theory and all of that, which is very, very interesting, which I'll talk a little bit about now, but I'll come back to a bit later. So, the whole dream thing is that if you go up to one of the little girls whilst in the minigame as the crying kid, you go up to the kid and she says, if you go up to them, they will hide your body and they won't tell anyone. And they come to life at night, which could be understandable as a little kid who's already scared of them, which would play on your mind. So he thinks they're going to try and kill him, which will also link to the worry of why he's closing the doors on them and trying to hide. Also, there is a quote I do believe that says, where is that quote? Right, I cannot find the quote, but there is a quote saying that he saw. Don't you remember what you saw? If they catch you, you know what will happen to you. So, this leads to believe that the crying kid in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 saw something. We're not specified what it is. We don't know what it is the kid saw, but he is scared of them for a reason. We don't know this reason yet, but hopefully that will be explained sometime later on, or we already know, but we just haven't looked into it enough. So, let's go back to the dream and child's mind theory, which could be wrong, because not all things are answered by the dream thing, which you would have thought would be. Because it is not explained why the child, to begin with, is having these nightmares about the animatronics trying to get him. We don't know why he's scared of them. We don't know why he's trying to get away from them. We also don't know how the puppet comes along. We don't know its origins. Because we know Freddy, Foxy, Mangle, Balloon Boy, they're all children's spirits. But the puppet has not been explained fully. We don't know about this child, if it is possessed. We don't know if it is just a random animatronic, because it just came into Five Nights at Freddy's. It didn't have a backstory or anything. This is also kind of too detailed for a like a kid's story. Because if this is all in the kid's mind, it is way too detailed for a little kid to be imagining this. Like the wages the man is getting, the behind the scenes area, and the story itself will be too complicated for a child like the crying kid to make up just through his head and worries. And the mini games, are these dreams within dreams? Is this like the Inception? Is this all just a dream within the kid's dying mind in these last few moments? None of that is explained and how it comes around. So let's go on to the timeline of events. So number one, there's Freddy's family diner. We only have been mentioned this. We don't know anything about it apart from only one murder, which that kid is believed to have latched on to the puppet. We don't know if the puppet was there, but we do know one murder that was led into the puppet's spirit form. And that is where we're also introduced the first time to the purple guy. The second location, which leads to Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and Five Nights at Freddy's 1 area at the same time. So they're adjoining companies released at the same time, just in different areas. So one of them is called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. At this time, Fazbear Entertainment has taken the right to the company because of what happened at Fazbear's Family Diner. the company has made a TV series called Fazbear Friends, Fazbear and Friends. There's toys and plushies made of each of the animatronics that have been made at the time. There are 6 animatronic suits in total, and 5 dead kids at that diner, which, funny enough, leads to Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy, the original cast. So, now I say 6 animatronics because this also leads to the original murder, the puppet. So they're all there. The puppet has been hidden. He's somewhere else. But we have 5 more dead kids and 5 animatronics possessed. Now this also leads on to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which we all know it was in 1987, where there's the toy animatronics as well as a few of the old animatronics. But the purple guy has done it again, and he's claimed 4 more dead kids, which they latch on to Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, Toy Mangle, Balloon Boy, and Toy Bonnie. So there's 5 more animatronics possessed by the kids. But the puppet saves them, which these kids are more angry than they are upset like the original ones. These ones are more angry, and they know the purple guy as the daytime security. And before Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is shut down, Jeremy now becomes the daytime guard, because the purple guy has done his business and he's gone off somewhere else. So the animatronics, they raise their anger out on Jeremy, mistaking him for the purple guy, which also leads to Jeremy also being known as the Bite of 87, which is a big revelation because most people thought one of the animatronics had bitten a kid in the head and taken the frontal lobe, whereas in fact it was one of the security guards, Jeremy. Then that place is shut down. The toy animatronics are taken for scrap. So then we are taken to Five Nights at Freddy's 1, where the puppet wakes the 4 original kids, Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy. I think I may have said that wrong. Cool. Yeah, so the original cast, basically. So the puppet wakes them up for the final time to kill the phone guy, which we hear. So the purple guy later on comes back, and in the minigames we see him attack in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, I do believe, we see him go back to the original pizzeria and destroy the animatronic suits that the kids were in, the spirits that the kids were in, which ultimately leads to him releasing the souls of the 5 kids, and ultimately letting them chase him into one of the original suits, Springtrap, which when moistened becomes deadly, and he was then in a puddle at the time, so he ultimately met his demise. And depending what ending you get in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, hopefully you've done the peaceful ending, the good ending, so then the original 5 characters, kids, rest peacefully. But then at Freddy Fazbear, they release the purple guy's angry spirit, aka Springtrap, and the puppet ultimately has to get his hands dirty one last time, not by raising the dead kids again, but by ultimately burning down the pizzeria itself. So, not only has this all just been mind-blowing to the whole community, but it has also just revealed lots and lots of stuff to make us believe that it could be either a dream or it could be actual reality in Five Nights at Freddy's games. We don't know this for sure, but there's still some compelling evidence of different things that we have not noticed until now. Like in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, when the kid actually meets his demise, you see Golden Freddy talking to the crying kid. And this kid, the text is actually what we didn't quite focus on, but we should have. Because one of the quotes, which is, "We are your friends," and has the 4 animatronics, aka the plushies, that he calls his friends, down at the corner as well, when he is crying in the darkness. What if he didn't mean these as his friend plushies, but he meant these as his literal friends? What if they were his friends before the purple guy had claimed them and put them in the original animatronic suits? That would explain why the kid is so scared of the pizzeria itself and why he is so scared of being left there alone. So, did this little kid experience the murders of the original pizzeria? That would change a lot of the storyline and that, but it would be very interesting to see if that was Scott intended or he done there to confuse us. Also, some of the text color. Once you read it, Freddy, psychic friend Fredbear, as Matt calls it in game theory, it is different. It is golden when he's speaking, but in this one it's more of a whitish colour, which would lead to the puppet speaking, saying how he's going to put him back together and he's going to help, that he's still your friend. But this would ultimately lead to the puppet putting this crying kid's soul into not only one of the main characters, but an unknown character, Golden Freddy. This little kid would now be part of the original cast and ultimately helping lead the purple guy to get his demise. Now, one of the lines the purple guy speaks about, I want to focus on quickly, is, "I will put you back together." What if he's not just speaking to you personally as the crying kid, but what if he's speaking to you and the original 4 kids? So what if he's talking about you 5? Now I see that in a sentence. "I will put you 5 back together." What if he's talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 game, mini game, where the friends are united at the crying kid's birthday again, where there will be the 5 masks: Golden Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and the puppet. Because there were 5 kids, the crying kid and the original 4 cast. And it is at the same location. If you stretch out both of the both the minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and the final scene at Five Nights at Freddy's 4, when you stretch it out completely, they are both the exact same thing. Where the exit on the left is where the animatronics are in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, which leads to the bad ending, which also leads to where the kid had his head bitten. At the end, both it's reminiscent of each other and all that. So I just wanted to focus on both of that. If you don't agree that it's not like a dream and that, please comment below and tell me what you think instead, because I think it's really interesting how Scott has done all of these different things and he's just led us in different multiple directions where ultimately it's all combined into one story, which is completely incredible and just mind-blowing, really. Hopefully Scott does this in like a different another mini game, like in FNAF World, which I don't know if there is any links to the main games, which there hopefully is, or if he does like, or if he like makes a book, for instance. If he makes a book saying like some of the backstory of Fazbear Entertainment and all that sort of stuff. Oh wait, what's this I found? Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes? He's made a book! My Jove, he's done it! He's made a book that was released the 17th of December, so not that long ago. Apparently it was released prematurely as well. Like some of the games, he sets a release date, but he released them a lot sooner. So we'll have to check that book out as soon as possible, which there would be little hints in that, because knowing Scott Carthan, he's a really smart man and he would have done loads of references and unknown things that we wouldn't have known to the storyline that he would have added or taken away. Thank you guys for watching this. I know it's going to be a short one, but longish upload. Comment below if you want to see more of these, or if you think Five Nights at Freddy's has like a different route that it's going to go down, or if you think the story has much more to explain. Leave a like because this took time and effort, lots of editing and all that sort of stuff, so please leave a like. Check out my previous videos where I don't speak as much about Five Nights at Freddy's, but I do different gameplay and all that. And if you go way back, there is a load of conspiracies of where you would have seen Five Nights at Freddy's and different creepy stories, all that sort of stuff, and urban legends. So thank you guys for watching this and taking all your time out of your day, some of the time out of your day. So you wouldn't take all your time out of your day to watch this. It's not that long. If you stuck to the end, I thank you so much. If you didn't and you're tuning in halfway or you're skipping loads of it, I don't blame you. But thank you for watching. Pack a punch that like button, and I will see all of you sexy slayers in the next video. See you later.